guys, this is Easy Life, and welcome back to another Journey to Expert Healing episode. We are back once again with another episode, and this time we are here, man. We're fucking here in Warlords of Draenor. This is the levels 90 to 100 bracket. This is my leveling experience, my thoughts and opinions about the whole leveling series, or leveling's bracket of 90 to 100 on the 7.3.5 patch. So yeah, here we go. And I want to make this clear that this probably, man, this is probably my most hated expansion. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the title of the video, the title of this episode. I wanted to get the hell out of Warlords as soon as possible, right? Oh, by the way, if you haven't already guessed, this is another raw, uncut commentary discussion, whatever the hell you want to call it. You should be familiar with this if you've been keeping up with the series. Yeah, this is my raw, uncut commentary. I'm keeping everything in here. If I stutter, if I swear, if I stumble upon words, whatever the hell it may happen, like that just now, I'm keeping it in because who cares, right? So yeah, man, this is it. This is it. We are getting very close to the end of our journey. We are getting close to the end of our journey. And I gotta say, it's been quite the journey so far. It's been great. It has been amazing. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, right off the bat, there isn't really too much that I did in Warlords, to be honest with you. There really wasn't much in terms of dungeons, right? In terms of dungeons, if those of you who may not know, Warlords only really has like 3 or 4 fucking dungeons that you can queue up for, and I only did like 3 out of 4 of them constantly. That's all I really did. I mostly ran slag mines, and I mostly ran automation docks, or whatever the hell it's called, right? The one you're watching right now, okay? And yeah, and what you're seeing here, no, this is not a footage of 95 to 100, by the way, just like how I did it with Miss Pandaria. This is actually levels, I believe this is 92 and a half, something like that, about 92 and a half to 100, okay? So you're probably thinking, well, where the hell is level 91 and 92? Well, 91 I did off camera, and I did the intro quest, okay? I didn't want to post any footage of the intro quest because nobody really does it. Nobody really likes the intro quest to Warlords, okay? Me personally, I don't mind doing it. You know why? Because it's a free level. That's the way I see it. The way I see it is it's a free level, okay? You know what to do with that intro scenario. It only takes 30 minutes and you get a free level, okay? So that's why I do it. And yeah, so I did that. So that's level 91, and level 92 was just basically me going around Shadow Moon Valley and doing the first couple of quests that they have you do. I guess you know, when you start the storyline and stuff like that. So I quested. Okay, I quested for 92, and here we are at 92 and a half. So I did a slag mines run before this run that you're seeing right now. And that got me pretty close to 93, and this dungeon right here is going to give me 93, in fact, so that's great. Okay, that's great. And in terms of what I did, okay, so in terms of what I did to get from, you know, 93 or 90 to 100, I did a mixture. I did the traditional mixture of questing and dungeoning. You're going to see a little bit of that in this episode, man. So yeah, mostly dungeoning though. If those of you should know by now, I'm very big into dungeoning rather than questing. With questing, man, I don't know what it is about questing, man. It just doesn't seem that engaging to me that much. You know, I will quest. Okay, I'll quest if I have to, but if I don't have to, then I'm not gonna do it. If I have the option between dungeoning or questing, 9 times out of 10 I'm mostly gonna pick dungeoning, okay, because it just seems more fun to me. It's more engaging, and it gives me more practice in terms of, like, you know, practice on my rotation. So in terms of like a healer's point of view, okay, healer's point of view, me, this was perfect. This was perfect practice for me, okay? And so yeah, that's pretty much why dungeoning was probably a better route for me to take. Anyway, from a healer's, since I'm a healer, and it's just better overall. And I need the practice. Regardless, I do need the practice anyway. So yeah, this is perfect. And you know, the funny thing is, I didn't even know people were queuing up for Draenor dungeons, because all the guides, all the leveling guides that I've seen before, or so far this year, everybody says you should just quest. You know, you quest and you do the objectives, and you find the treasures throughout Draenor. And I don't think that's a bad route. No, it's definitely a good route. It's just I didn't do too much of that. I really didn't do too much of that, and I spent. Well, okay. Well, I guess you should go that route if you're looking to get out of Warlords as fast as possible. Me personally, since I can only play a few hours a day, I spent 2 days in Draenor. Okay, I spent a good 2 days in Draenor. The first night I got to 94. The second night I got from 94 to 100. Okay, so yeah. I guess if I wanted to get it out of there, get out of there in 1 day. I guess I probably should have just quested and did the bonus objectives, but I would have got bored. I really would have got bored, and most likely I would have taken more breaks than I should have, right? So I went to dungeoning, and again, getting back on topic, I was very surprised to see how many people were queuing up for these dungeons, okay? Because I really didn't think anybody would do this. I really didn't think people ran Draenor dungeons, especially the fact that, you know, especially DPS, because you would see the queue times. The queue times is like almost like an hour, almost a fucking hour to get into these dungeons. And, you know, every DPS that I talked to when I ran this, they were like, "Oh yeah, man, I've been waiting for like 30 minutes to an hour just to get into these dungeons. It's pretty bad. It's pretty toxic." And I was like, "Wow, that's insane." But you know what? I think in my case, okay, I think in my case, once again, playing the healer role or even the tank role will prove to you that you will still, even in Warlords, get short queue times, okay? I'll be honest, I didn't know that was a thing. I really didn't. I really didn't think anyone was queuing up for Warlords dungeons, but alas, they were. And there's a few cons and there's a few pros and cons to the Warlords dungeons. One of the pros I see is that there's actually no quests. I didn't even realize this, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't done Warlords dungeons since the year it came out, and pretty much everything after that I pretty much just quested, because, you know, at the time that it came out, 2014, I played DPS and I didn't want to wait that goddamn 1 hour queue times. And that's when I got the notion that, man, maybe people just aren't running this, maybe people just aren't queuing up for these dungeons. So I never did it. But the reason why I did it here in you know, my Mistweaver is just to I honestly just did it for the fun, for the hell of it. Like my first impression was, okay, no one's gonna be queuing up. I'm just gonna see I'm gonna see if I can get lucky. Maybe I won't have to wait an hour. Maybe I'll be waiting less than an hour as a healer if I queue up. So I queued up for it. I waited for like 2 minutes and I got in. 2 minutes. That's it. I shit you not. 2 minutes and I was already in slag mines at 92, level 92. And I gotta tell you, man, with level 92, or no, I should say with heirloom gear and that random bonus dungeon experience that you get, it's very OP. I have to say, I think this is even more OP than the Mists of Pandaria. I don't know what it is about it, but I think it's just, yeah, it was literally 2 dungeons per level. It was 2 dungeons per level that I was getting, and I honestly think that was way faster than Mists of Pandaria. Mists of Pandaria, I was doing maybe 2, on average 3 dungeons per level, but here in Warlords, man, even without quests, because there's no quests in these dungeons, no quests, that random dungeon EXP is just it seems like it's more OP than it was in the last bracket. So that's cool. That's great. And yeah, man. Hopefully this episode isn't too long. I'm looking at the timeline. Yeah, this isn't that long. Well, maybe it's about 10 minutes shorter from the last one. I think part of the reason for that is just because there really wasn't much content that I was doing in Warlords. Again, like I said, I was doing a mixture between questing and dungeoning. Mostly dungeoning. I would say about 70% of it was dungeoning, 30% was questing. I will be completely honest with you on that one. So, yeah, but anyway, getting back on topic, man. Queue times. Still, even in Warlords, I still got short queue times, and I love it. I absolutely love it, okay? It was great. It was fantastic. And I got to talk about a few things about these dungeons, man. This is the bracket. This is the bracket. And I think I said this on the last episode. But this bracket right here in Warlords was the bracket that made me realize some of the mechanics that needed to be performed, some of the mechanics that needed to be done. Okay, and even the mobs, the trash mobs, were getting involved in doing some really irritating mechanics that I have to say they were really annoying. They would get away from the tank and focus on other players to damage them completely. It wasn't the case, before in the earlier dungeons where all the mobs would just stick onto the tank, or whoever has aggro. Okay, that wasn't the case. These ogres in the slag mines, they would they would jump to the farthest person, do damage, and I have to start healing them as well. These are new mechanics for me. I never got to experience that before, and there's some mechanics like that, as you can see right there, the big steam rolling ball things that this boss throws. Look at that, somebody died. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I saw that, I was not expecting it either. I think I almost died, in fact. This is actually my second run of slag mines, so I knew what to do at this point, right? I knew what to do. But first time I did that, I almost died, because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting him to roll boulders down this bridge and whatnot. So, yeah, man, lots of mechanics, well, not lots of mechanics, but more active mechanics that are happening that could be detrimental to the team. Okay, these were actual mechanics that could instantly kill you. As you can see, this boss right here was actually a good example of that. Okay, very punishing if you don't get out of the way. And it's it's funny to me because it's a simple mechanic, yet it's a very dangerous mechanic. Okay, and these are some of the things that I was experiencing the first time I walked in here. Okay. And yeah, so again, this right here was very good practice for me. Very good practice for me. And I believe that I was making a lot of amazing plays, a lot of clutch plays when it came to running these dungeons. And because of this, I was getting more confident. Okay, again, remember in the last episode I talked about that confidence. I talked a little bit about that confidence, and this confidence is starting to rise. It's starting to grow. It's starting to become even more frequent. Whenever I get into these fights, I'm a lot more calm these days rather than panicking. Because before when I started healing on this Mistweaver, man, I swear I used to panic. And it was bad. It was freaking bad, man. But these days, now that I got this practice going, I got all this practice in, and I got more abilities at my in my arsenal. I'm starting to get even more calmer. Okay, starting to get even more calm, and this is great. I'm feeling good so far. I'm feeling good. Okay, I'm not saying now. Keep in mind. I'm not saying that I'm ready to, be a mythic raider healer or anything like that, or a plus 20 or plus 23 or whatever mythic plus healer just yet, but so far these mechanics that I've been witnessing and going through in these many dungeon situations on just these normal dungeons has definitely made me a better player for it, and I think I'm ready to take on the next challenge. I really do, and I believe in these Legion dungeons are definitely going to have some detrimental mechanics that I need to be prepared for, even if it's just my first time. Going into these Legion dungeons, what we're gonna see in the next episode, right? I still need to be ready. I still need to be prepared for the worst. Okay, have those GCDs ready to go. All right, that's the key. That is the key right there. And once and in Legion, once I get a feel for the dungeon for the very first time, the second time I go in there, I guarantee you, because this is just how I am nowadays. Second time I go in there, I'm gonna get that confidence. I'm gonna get that confidence that I'm talking about. Okay, that smooth, no panicking, just like smooth, professional healer confidence. I don't know what to call this. Okay, I really don't know what to call it. And I don't want to keep saying confidence because, well, I feel like I'm saying it too much. But you get the point. Okay, I really hope you get the point. So yeah, and what you're seeing right here, by the way, is some questing. So like I said, I didn't do dungeoning all the way. I did a little bit of questing. This is about the time when I left Shadow Moon Valley, went over to Spires of Iraq, and I got the Home Away from Home buff, which is very good, by the way. A buff that everybody should be going for, and I think that's even what all the other guides are telling you to do. So yes, definitely get that, and you stack that up. You stack that up with the 20% EXP potions that you get from the garrison resources trader vendor or whatever. Okay, so yeah, you get that get the Home Away from Home. You get the potion, and then you stack that up, of course, with your heirlooms, and you're just breezing through your EXP. As you can see right here, here's my next level. Here's my next, I think this is level 97. I think so. It should be, but yeah. Anyway, regardless, I'm getting off topic. I'm watching this footage as I'm speaking to you guys. Again, raw, uncut, no script, just discussing my thoughts. Literally anything that comes to mind, I'm gonna speak it. Okay, so yeah, man, it's been great. Despite me hating Warlords so much, in terms of going through the dungeons for the first time as a healer, I think it was definitely something that needed to happen. I think it was something that I needed to go through, I needed to experience, because let me tell you, if I didn't experience these kinds of situations in slag mines and automation docks, and I think I did one run of Skywatch, however I had my artifact weapon at that time, but regardless, going through slag mines and automation docks, I think it's called automation docks, whatever, for the first time, I think that's something that I needed to experience, because that right there has just prepared me for some of the things that's going to happen in Legion. Okay, I'm not saying everything, I'm not saying it's just going to be a copy pasta into Legion in terms of these mechanics, but it's making me more aware that whenever I run into these dungeons for the first time, these are the kinds of things I need to be ready for. Okay, one thing I really do like is as soon as I hit 90, I got that level 90 talent, Summon Chi-Ji, the Red Crane. Oh, dude, I love that talent. That talent is absolutely poggers, okay? Because you just send him out, and he runs around and he starts healing for you, and I think that's fucking amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, what you're seeing right now on screen, went ahead, and as soon as I got to level 98, I went and I got my artifact. That's exactly what I did, and of course I think this is what everybody is doing these days, and telling you what you should do. So definitely get your artifact weapon at 98, which is great. I think that's a great touch, because as soon as I got that artifact weapon, let me tell you, man, the last two levels, 98 to 100, those were a breeze. That shit came and went, okay? Very easy, very just breezed right through those last two levels, and I was glad as hell, very, very glad as hell to get the fuck out of Warlords, okay? Here it is, super badass cutscene. Bam! Kicks the crystal. Rest in peace, Master Hyde. You will definitely be missed. And there I am right there in the Temple of the Five Dawns, the class hall. And I'm looking at the 3 here. I'm looking for Shaylin, and here I am flying into what the hell was that raid called? Terrence of Endless Fear. That's right, Terrence of Endless Fear. And here we are, just doing the last boss. This boss right here actually surprised me. I was actually I wasn't saying I was panicking, but I was very surprised to see all the mechanics that were happening. Because look at all this shit. Look at all this shit. And I'm not that mobile as a healer. You know, I can't be moving a lot. And look at all the things that's happening in this fight. You know, I almost let my teammate die, even though he's just an NPC. He would have never died. He would have just asked for healing as all these artifact scenarios happen. But regardless, it was a pretty cool fight, man. I really did like this fight. You know, you got the little tornadoes going, you get your acid pools, you got the waterfalls or whatever. Look at me fly like a ballerina. Look at that, I'm like a fucking fidget spinner or some shit. Yeah. But regardless, this was a cool fight. This was a pretty cool fight, and we got it done. Definitely got it done. By the way, I told everybody to go all out. I said, fuck your HP, I'm going to keep you alive. That's my confidence. There's that confidence coming out again, man. I told you about that confidence. I told everybody in here, because you could say either be conservative or just go all out. I told everyone, fuck it, just go all out. Who gives a shit about your HP? I will keep you alive. And I may have... I may have asked for a little bit too much, but that's okay, because we got it done. We definitely got it done, and we're gonna see in just a second, we're gonna see that badass cinematic cutscene of when I pick up Shaylin for the first time. This is it right here. This is it right. Okay, so we got it. Okay, more fidget spinner. Okay, and there it is. Bam! Right there. Look at that. Shaylin. Staff of the Mist. Back on the flying kite into the Temple of the Five Dons. And we're back for queuing up for more dungeonings after I do this. This actually... Oh, dude, let me tell you. As soon as I got this, man... This definitely helped breezing through the last 2 levels. I'm over here in Skywatch. You're going to see what happens. You're going to see what happens. I have this OP 750 item level weapon. Okay? And I'm just breezing through this content. And my confidence was just skyrocketing at this point. I didn't do much healing, let me tell you. Because with this OP weapon, all I needed to do was cast Renewing Mist. Okay, that's a heal over time, right? Kind of heal, and that's it. That's all I really needed to cast. I would maybe do Chi-Ji, you know, Chi-Ji, I choose you. Now use your heals, and that's all I really had to do. Okay, maybe I had to, you know, heal this guy a little bit because he stood in the tornadoes. Excuse me. Once again, not realizing the mechanics and almost killed himself. And yeah, but regardless, I got this OP weapon, and I'm just casting Renewing Mist and Chi-Ji, and that's it. And I'm just fist weaving the entire time. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just fist weaving the entire time. Now, lucky for me, I ran into a group that a warlock, a void elf warlock. This guy was leveling up his allied race, right, for a little bit of that heritage armor action. And he already had his weapon as well, his artifact weapon as well. So literally the HP of the bosses were just melting. Look at me on the DPS meter. I'm second in DPS in this. Ain't that something? That's definitely something. So yeah, this Skywatch dungeon right here was fucking absolutely a breeze. It was a breeze. I was so confident when I came in here. Okay, definitely so confident. And I think when the bird tank druid realized I had the artifact weapon, he started pulling a little bit more mobs, because at first he was a little bit skeptical. He only pulled maybe once or twice, but once he saw that I was feeling confident and I was, you know, healing and doing damage at the same time, he said, okay, fuck it, this guy knows what he's doing. We're gonna go ahead and pull 5 to 10 mobs. Pulled 5 to 10 mobs, and guess what happened? I kept them alive the entire time. No panicking, no nothing. And this is great, man. This is great. Now, obviously, it isn't going to be like this when I get to Legion, right? When I get to Legion, which is right now, it isn't going to be like that, okay? And I'm prepared for that. Like I said, I am prepared for that, and that's okay. However, I am anxious to see the kinds of benefits that I'm going to be receiving with this staff. This is going to be the first time that I actually experience the artifact weapon for the Mistweaver Monk. So I'm anxious and curious to see what kind of abilities that I'm going to be using for the next, well, 1 month, and before they disable it into BFA, right? Because it is June now, and the expansion comes out in August. So yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be sad to see it go, and I'm really sad that Class Order Horrors are not coming with us into the next expansion. I'm probably still gonna hang out there regardless, just because I love the scenery and the atmosphere, and I get to see my fellow brethren monks if some of them decide to hang out there in the next expansion. But well, probably not. But regardless, it's still gonna be great. Still gonna be great experiencing it for the time being, and we'll see what happens, man. We will definitely see what happens. Here we are on the final boss. I believe did this give me the next level? No, I don't think so. I think it gave me maybe almost a level. I can't remember, but regardless, because I have the artifact weapon, because the warlock has artifact weapon, the boss's HP were just melting away. They were melting away. We didn't have to deal with as many mechanics as we should. So that's fucking awesome. Okay, that's great. These are the kinds of fights that I like to see. Just tank and spank, give me my EXP, and let me get the hell out of here. You know. So yeah, let's see. No, that didn't give me a level. Okay, all right. This next clip does, I believe. So, yeah, I think this is the one. So, again, ran slag mines. Lots of slag mines. I think out of all 3 dungeons, I ran slag mines the most, okay? Yeah, I ran this dungeon the most. So, at this point in time, I was very familiar with all the mechanics. And, you know, being familiar with the mechanics as well as the me having the artifact weapon, I was just pretty much just fist weaving the entire time. That's all I was doing. So yeah, man, it was definitely a good time. I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about my time in Warlords. Again, Let's see. What was I saying? Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there for a second. I think I messed up on one of my the clips that I needed to edit. But regardless, like I said, mixed feelings. Definitely hate this expansion, but I definitely love what it's given me in terms of practice and just overall becoming a better healer because of these mechanics. So yeah, man, mixed feelings, but overall I'm glad to be out of it and into that sweet Legion content. So yeah, guys, we're coming up on the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to see that this one wasn't as long as the last episode. And yeah, man, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna be tackling Legion 1 to 110, or 100 to 110. Oh my gosh, great stuttering. Good job, easy. 100 to 110. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. I love you all as always, and have an easy day, and take care. Peace. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. It really means a lot to me. If you like what you see, then don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button below. Or better yet, hit that bell you see on the screen now in order to get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Now, all my social media links are in the description box below, and if you don't give a shit about any of that, then just go ahead and share this video with your friends, share this with your family, or even share this with your mom. Any support at all is greatly appreciated. I love you guys as always, and I hope you're all having a very easy day. Stay tuned for more to come, and this has been the One Man Army, Mr. Easy for Life. And I'm out. Peace.